I want to give a big hello to the YouTube and the WoW communities. This is Arameth here, coming from Arameth and Smetanka. This is our first video. What we're going to do today is just give you a little bit of overview about me, Arameth, as a level 53 hunter. I play on Trollbane right now. It's a PvE server, and I want to show you a quick Deadmines run that I did just to show you really what I do here. I got most of what I run with, most of the ideas that I run with, actually from Hobbs. You can check out his videos at youtube.com/wowhobbs. He is a paladin, and he runs most things in the same manner, mostly, that I do. And he runs around and he gets tons of mobs on him. And although paladins have a little bit different resources for dealing with this number of enemies, hunters actually have a good amount of capability to do the same thing, and I never really realized that. Then I saw him, and but the great thing was, about the same time I saw Hobbs go around and get tons of these mobs on him for his first video, is when I was around level 40, and I got my first gorilla as a pet. I got him mainly just because I wanted a tanking pet. I really like the beast mastery aspect of everything, so that's what I kind of tried to focus on doing. But in this video, I'm just going to give you a little quick overview about some of the techniques that I use as a hunter. And I want you to keep in mind that I am level 53. I'm not a level 70. I'm not as powerful as level 70, and I'm probably not the best spec or have the best equipment, and that really doesn't matter. If you really want to do things like this, you can get away with it. You can run with not the best equipment or not the best specs, not the best talents, not the best glyphs. You don't have to have any of that. And if you look up in the top right hand corner, you see I have no buffs. I didn't drink any elixirs or use any scrolls for any of this. All I used was my aspect, and I changed the aspect depending on what I'm doing. For the AoE, from me, I'm using a few explosive traps and a lot of volley. With the new patch, the volley now has no cooldown, which is really amazing. Although it really is costly on mana, you can get a lot of damage in before you fully run out of mana. And with Aspect of the Viper, you can regenerate that really quick. The real key to doing all this, though, with a hunter, in my opinion, is keeping the aggro off of you. Because if the enemies are hitting you, then they're interrupting your casting on the volley, and they're taking your health down, and you don't have near as much health and armor as a pet does. So what you really want to do is keep all the aggro on the pet. Now, I looked at all the different pets, and I've researched them all, and like I said, I love tanking pets, so I used a turtle for a good long while because of the shell shield, and he could really take a lot of damage. Unfortunately, there's one thing that most pets don't have. In actuality, I think birds may have it with their screech, but the gorilla really excels with his thunder stomp ability. It does a lot of damage, and it generates a ton of AoE aggro. And that is really great for holding the aggro on your pet instead of yourself. Before the patch, I guess the Thunder Stomp was, I can't remember if it was either 30 seconds or 60-second cooldown, which made this type of pull not impossible, but incredibly difficult when you could only generate AoE threat that seldom. It really made it difficult to do these things. Right here, I'm pulling the entire Goblin Workshop room, whatever you want to call it, the Smelting Pot room. I'm pulling that entire place, and I'm going to slow it down for you here so you can take a look. And if you see, I've got all these mobs actually hitting Smelly right now. And I clicked on defensive. He was on passive, so I send him out with my Eyes of the Beast. And then when I'm ready, I click him on passive, and he runs back to me. And all these guys come, all the casters pull right around this corner, and all this, pulling the casters and everything I got from Hobbs. So my Smelly did a little thunder stomp there, and got these people on him. Unfortunately, with doing a volley, you still generate quite a bit of aggro. So what I like to do is just throw a feigned death in there every once in a while, just to pull them off of me, when I can. That's a good thing to save, is your feigned death, because you can use it quite often. Now, I actually have a couple different play styles here. I showed you the first one right there, where I go into Eyes of the Beast and I pull everybody through Eyes of the Beast. This is my second pull style, and the really important thing about this is I put my pet on passive and I'm hitting all these people and everybody's attacking me. The huge factor about being able to do this and not get killed as a hunter, because you can't wear plate and you can't heal yourself, you can't bubble, you really have to be able to get away from the mobs. And you can use swiftness potions. Hob suggests using swiftness potions, and they're really great. Unfortunately, there's just not too much of them. So what I use is a glyph of the aspect of the monkey. And with that glyph of the aspect of the monkey, I can just go ahead and every time I dodge, it actually gives me a speed boost, a speed increase of 30% for 6 seconds. And with you get this many mobs on you, you're dodging constantly. And there at the beginning of that pull, I showed you a little bit. And the second pull style is just walking through mobs and clicking on them and telling your pet to go attack. So it attacks one, you tell it to attack the next, you tell it to attack the next, and you can do that as well. And that's a good way to get things done. A big factor in pulling like this is the fact that the Eyes of the Beast only last 60 seconds. So if you really want to do some larger pulls, you're going to have to figure out a place and a way to extend the effect of your Eyes of the Beast. So for instance, on here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go get a few guys on the first beginning, pull the entire ship past Smite, because he stuns, and Smelly just takes a little bit too much damage when he gets stunned like that. So I'm going to go up and I'm going to pull just a small group of guys. Here you see me, I'm manually doing a Thunder Stomp here and there. I'm going to pull him on the other side of this barrel, make him stay, and then I'm going to jump up and click Eyes of the Beast again. Now it's really important that you click follow again, because if you click stay, he has a tendency to, for some reason, glitch and run back up on the barrel. Now if you see this, Smelly is actually being able to stay away from all these guys, and normally this wouldn't happen, but I've used the pet talent to give him a constant 30% speed increase, and that lets me just pull away from everybody, and when he's getting everybody on him, he doesn't take aggro. But like this, you can see his health, it's about 3/4 right now, and when you get out of the range of the Eyes of the Beast and it cancels, or you get out of range of your pet and it cancels, when he comes back he's got full life. So you can use that as a little opportunity to basically, it's almost like a lay on hands on your pet, if you will. And I've got all these people coming down. I just want to slow this down, show all these people coming in. There's a list. There's quite a few people on me now, and they're all on me because when I cancel that Eyes of the Beast, all Smelly's aggro, Smelly's my gorilla, dropped, and they all started attacking me. So what I wanted to do, I laid down a frost trap so they wouldn't run out of my AoE range too much. And what I did there was I just put Smelly on defensive, he Thunder Stomped, and all those people pulled right back off of me onto him. And right there we just used volley, and I started taking quite a bit of damage there at the beginning, and right here these guys are on me, so I went to do a feigned death to get them off, and unfortunately I clicked it right after Smelly had already pulled the aggro off, but that's okay. Get him a quick heal in there. He was only at maybe 25 or 30% health. He really wasn't taking a lot of damage at all. But there's the entire ship at level 30 or at level 53, and again, guys, I want to thank you for watching the video. Here's the group of mobs that I pulled down. It's nice to see this much stuff. I did loot a parrot cage, got 45 gold off of that, so it wasn't a useless run after all. And check me out. I'm Arameth, level 53 Hunter on Trollbane.